The motion passes 5-0. Agenda item number 3, citizens' comments. At this time, comments will be taken from the audience on any subject matter, whether or not that item is on the agenda. All comments are limited to a maximum of 3 minutes for each speaker. Your comments are appreciated. As the Texas Open Meetings Act does not allow the corporation to respond to items not listed on the agenda, your comments will be duly noted by the corporation and forwarded to the appropriate department for prompt consideration. A member of the audience that desires to speak during the EDC's consideration of any specific agenda item is requested to notify city staff prior to the start of the meeting. So is there anyone, we do not have anyone signed in, but is there anyone present who would like to speak?
I would.
Okay, you can approach the podium, state your name, address, and you have 3 minutes.
I think that's for us. Yeah, it's not for the EDC.
This is for
She doesn't
EDC.
understand it's for.
Yes, this is for EDC, City Council, we have.
This is, I'm at 111 Pine Avenue,
Right,
and we don't have water.
I know, but that will be for City Council,
If you'd
which
like
is
to
the meeting
speak-
after this one.
Oh, okay.
If you don't mind, if you'd like to speak to the EDC meeting, you're welcome to.
Oh, okay. I just want to say Howard doing great with emergency response, and thank you.
Okay. We'll have time to do that in the next meeting, okay? Thank you. It's okay.
Okay, we'll go ahead and close citizens' comments and move on to agenda item number 4, discussion action. 4A, consider a motion withdrawing the $200,000 EDC incentive from Take 5 Oil Change, the Retail Connection, 3122 North 16th Street, Orange, Texas 77630, for the purpose of economic development. Mr. Trahan.
Yes, so first of all, thank you for being here for this special meeting. It's out of order in terms of what we normally do, but it lends itself to the importance of these projects that we've all been working on for quite a bit of time. I want to turn it over to the project owner, who is Mr. Jack Berger with BCS Capital Group, Houston, who drove in this morning to be with us to share a quick update in terms of basically the status of what we refer to as project number 3, which is Whataburger, project number 4, which was Take 5, but there's been a change, and now it's on the radar as the Whitewater Express Car Wash. So I don't want to take any more of his time. He drove in, let me get him up to the podium. You'll have an opportunity to have that dialogue, ask any questions, get a better understanding in terms of the action steps that are taking place. Jack?
All right, thanks, Joe. Yeah, thanks again, guys. Orange continues to be great to work with. So there you go. Okay, so I think this is going to be seen as a net positive, or at least we see it that way, and we hope y'all do as well. So basically, we had the Take 5 deal, and you guys were going to help with that one. And that deal went away, unfortunately, but now we brought in Whitewater Car Wash, which we see as a pretty big positive for us, and hopefully for y'all. A couple of kind of details. The Take 5 budget was going to be roughly $1.9 million. This is going to be somewhere in that $3.5 to $3.8 million range, so about double the size. So from a tax dollar standpoint, it should be substantial. Both concepts are services, so you're not going to generate sales tax from either of those, so kind of net neutral there. And then from a number of estimated water usage, you're going to see 350 to 400 cars a day on average. So Whitewater's got, let me back up. Whitewater has 111 locations across the country. They're kind of in a few different states, but what they're trying to do is bridge their Texas sites to Louisiana. They have 11 Louisiana sites and 56 Texas sites. So Orange strategically kind of meets in the middle there, so operationally it works really well. But 350 to 400 cars means about 9,100 to 10,000 gallons a day of water. So hopefully that's good for you guys in terms of that usage. And from a curb appeal, aesthetically, etc., we feel like, one, it's a Class A development, but also it's an amenity for the neighborhood. I mean, these are the neighborhood cars that are coming in, and an average oil change is 15 to 30 cars a day. This is 350 to 400, so exponentially more usage
It could be more since it's gonna be near the freeway. People
That's
have-
right. You know, it's funny is some of these
Yeah.
can go up to 1,000 cars a day.
Yeah.
On a Saturday with sunny skies.
Yeah.
One little note too for us as the developer, you know, we're putting in a shared retention pond on the other side of 15 that'll service both the Whataburger and Whitewater. It's very important for us for these projects to work together. We're very limited on real estate. For example, we had Panda Express interested in this same path, but we couldn't figure out how to fit them. And with the restrictions from Chick-fil-A and from Whataburger and Starbucks, it really limits. We can't do coffee on that last pad. We can't do burgers. We can't do chicken. And so we're very limited in use. And so we feel very blessed that one we've got because with the zoning we have, we can do automotive. So we were trying to get Valvoline interested. And so Whitewater jumped all over it. They're ready to go. And I think we can get them. I mean, they've already started spending money on geotech. So I think we can get them caught up to the Whataburger and work these projects together.
How many employees do they typically have?
They have 10 to 12 employees.
10 to 12.
Okay.
It's a great looking building.
Yeah, it's like these car washes, they're expensive. It's
Yeah.
like I said, they're on a $3.5 million all-in budget, so.
Well, I don't have any.
Any questions?
Where exactly will this, I'm picturing where it's all at, where exactly will this be?
I've got the site plan.
So let me just share it with you so you can get a visual on it, okay? So if you're on 16th Street and you're looking at Chick-fil-A,
Yes,
and then you look at Starbucks,
yes.
Whataburger goes into the south of
Okay.
Starbucks, and then Whitewater potentially goes into the south of Whataburger. So it's projects 1, 2, 3, and 4, which was part of our master plan from day one,
Right.
once Kelvin worked through the mixed-use zoning district. And what Jack has worked hard on is to try to purpose that fourth land tract, because it is tight, because we have the elevated water tower
That's right.
Yes.
to the south of it, and then we have the Dollar General store to the south of it.
Right.
So he and Lindsay, his executive assistant, have worked really hard to try to position that fourth project.
Okay.
So that's what's on the table right now, and they're working diligently to try to make those numbers work, so we could go ahead and sign these projects and we can move forward on it.
Okay.
I've got a site plan here, if you wanna look at it, so you can see.
But he visually,
Yeah.
I was able to, thank you very much.
Any other questions?
Okay, thank you, Jack. So let me just share a few additional comments, okay? Just to make sure that we all understand that originally what Jack and his team were working with us on, as he mentioned, was the Take 5 project. Even with the best case scenario, sometimes at the end of the day, the numbers just don't get there, and sometimes you have to basically repurpose and reposition, right? So the action that we've been asked to take, it's already designated for Take 5 at 200,000. The action we've been asked to take based on the caption that you just read, we will do a withdrawal of that 200,000 and an assignment in terms of the new project, which is Whitewater Express. So when Jack gets these supporting documents in paper, whenever Jack gets those documents in a day or two, once we signed off on them, that becomes part of his pro formas in terms of working with this company right here, as well as solidifying Whataburger, because Whataburger is considering making this $3 million investment. They want to know who their neighbor is before they go in, just as if we were to buy a new home, we would try to find out who our neighbors are and make sure it's a good fit, right? So it's kind of like a partner project going in. And so we've been committed from a city standpoint to be proactive, pro-business, and welcome the opportunity for Jack to come in and get these projects done. But it does involve two different actions at the EDC level, followed up at the council level. A withdrawal from Take 5, and basically an assignment to Whitewater. And then Jack goes to work in terms of trying to sign these deals, and then we move to the next action steps. So I wanted to share that because we're gonna talk about the same thing at the council meeting to take the same action, but it begins with you first. So any questions or comments of me at this point in time? Okay, and I'll turn it back over to you.
So we'll move on to agenda item 4B.
We need to take action.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Please
So we'll-
take action on 4A.
So do we have a motion for, agenda item 4A?
Motion.
I have a motion for Mr. Rodriguez and a second for Mr. Birch. Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say nay. The motion passes 5-0. Thank you, Mr. Trahan.
Okay.
4B, consider a motion approving the assignment of a $200,000 EDC incentive from Take 5 Oil Change / The Retail Connection at 3122 North 16th Street, Orange, Texas 77630 to Whitewater Express Car Wash / BCS Capital Group at 3122 North 16th Street, Orange, Texas 77630 for the purpose of economic development. Mr. Tracy.
So again, my comments basically covered both captions, right? So in essence, we just withdraw and now we're going to assign, right? And then we'll go from there. I'll turn it back over to you.
So do we have a motion?
Motion.
Second.
A motion from Mr. Rodriguez and a second from Mr. Chandler. Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say nay. The motion passes.
Thank you.
So agenda item number 5 will adjourn the Economic Development Corporation meeting.
Motion.
I have a motion from Mr. Rodriguez and a second from Mr. Chandler. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Okay, we'll adjourn and move on to the call to order the city council meeting.
So we need to sit, need y'all to go sit up there, and those of you in the city council, take your usual seats. So give everybody just a second. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
And when Tricia says we can start, we can start.
Yes, sir.
Tricia, you ready?
I'm ready.
You ready?
Call to order city council meeting, number 7. Motion finding that the advanced posting and notice requirements of Article 8.1200 of the Code of Ordinances of the City of Orange, Texas have been met in relation to all minutes and pending ordinances and resolutions on this agenda, and that the reading of such items be confined to the captions as are agreed upon by the ordinances and resolutions. Do I have a motion?
Motion. Second.
Motion from Ms. McKenna and a second from Ms. Salter. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes. Number 8, citizen comments. At this time, comments will be taken from the audience on any subject matter, whether or not the item is on the agenda. All comments are limited to a maximum of 3 minutes for each speaker. Your comments are appreciated as the Texas Open Meetings Act does not allow the council to respond to items not listed on the agenda. Your comments will be duly noted by the council and forwarded to the appropriate department for prompt consideration. This is where you're able to speak. Your name and address, please.
First, I'd like to say good morning,
Good morning.
and thank you for allowing me to take a few minutes of your time. My name is Regina Stewart. I live at 111 West Pine Avenue, apartment 16. As many of you know, I've been on the news about this because our apartment complex has been without water since December 24th. And I've been informed that the only thing that the water company is worried about is the apartments that aren't habitable, and that's not right. They need to worry about the ones that have the people living in it, because we're the ones suffering. We're the ones that, I can't even clean my house. My daughter, who had to take my service dog out, he doesn't have clean water. And I have to have that for him. My daughter, sitting up there, she's half blind and has a lot of stress from this. Our husbands work paycheck to paycheck, and we cannot simply afford to move. It's just not feasible for us. We need some help. I don't know what to do. I've called Dave Phelan's office, the governor's office, our congressman's office, and all I get are phone numbers, and I call the phone numbers and I just get no. Everybody's passing the buck and nobody's doing anything about it. I'm at my wits' end. I don't know what to do anymore.
And the name of your apartments is?
The Sabine Park
Sabine.
Apartments. I mean, I've even went to housing and got told no. A lot of the low-income supposed low-income apartments, we've been told no, they're not low income. They want to charge anywhere from $1,025 for a 2-bedroom apartment to $900. Nobody can afford that. This is a small town. I mean, come on, people. It's time to wake up and realize people cannot afford that kind of amount of rent. Lower it so we can't afford to get up on our feet, to not have to depend so much on the government. I have to say thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. Is there any more citizen comments? Okay. Closed citizen comments, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Number 9, discussion action. Consider a motion approving action taken from the EDC concerning the withdrawal of the $200,000 EDC incentive from Take 5 Oil Change, the retail connection, 3122 North 16th Street, Orange, Texas, 77630, for the purpose of economic development.
So this is your opportunity as a council to ask any questions of either staff or Jack Berger from that perspective. So I'll be happy to answer any questions.
Do you have any discussion or?
Well, I'm just excited about it.
Yes,
I think it's a great business coming to the city of Orange, perfect location. So thank you for really considering our city.
Yes, I ditto that, I second that. The good Lord has blessed us and the best is yet to come, and you're part of that coming, so thank you very much.
Yes. Mr. Bailey, you have anything?
Can't wait to see you open.
Okay, do I have a motion?
Motion.
Second?
Motion for Mr. Bailey, a second for Ms. Salter. Ms. McKenna?
Aye.
Ms. Salter?
Aye.
Mr. Bailey?
Aye.
And I as well. Okay, B, consider a motion approving action taken by the EDC concerning the assignment of a $200,000 EDC incentive from Take 5 Oil Change, the retail connection, 3122 North 16th Street, Texas, 77630, to Whitewater Express Car Wash, BCS Capital Group, 3122 North 16th Street, Orange, Texas, 77630, for the purpose of economic development.
So again, any questions or comments? We just had the opportunity to withdraw the EDC incentive. Now we're repositioning it, repurposing it for the project with the assignment.
Okay, motion?
Motion.
Second?
Okay, motion for Mr. Bailey and second for Mrs. Salter. Ms. McKenna?
Aye.
Ms. Salter?
Aye.
Mr. Bailey?
Aye.
And I as well. Okay, so, motion to adjourn the city council meeting?
Motion.
Second?
Motion, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Meeting adjourned.
Thank y'all. Thank y'all for
Thank
coming.
you.
Once everybody clears out, we have to-